Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Unscripted Coding. Today, we are doing a pretty true unscripted experience today. I came across this article on Medium, create your own cryptocurrency, blah, 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 blah. But the headline is right there, create your own cryptocurrency. So it's an article by Sadish Vinu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But I mean, how can you not be excited? How could you not start to move into your creative place there? Create your own cryptocurrency. Now, I'm going to caveat this by saying, you're building on top of a private Ethereum blockchain. If you're looking to make $1 million or whatever, you should be building your own blockchain. You should have business, marketing materials, whatever. But this seems to me like a really fun project. And if I can create just some basic tokens that I can circulate with my friends, that's a mission accomplished. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through this guide step by step, see if we can build something like his CB coins, CB account. So I'm gonna just start, but again, let's not take ourselves too seriously here. If you want to create a true cryptocurrency, you probably shouldn't be following a guide off Medium, or I suppose even worse, following a YouTube video following a Medium guide. But we'll see how far we get. I hope this will let us kind of create a network in which I can send tokens back and forth, create something like a private currency between a few friends of mine. So let's get started then. Okay, so I think I've been mucking around this for an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, and I am gonna throw in my towel at this point. Just too many things have changed, and I think it's better to start from scratch. Now, we've learned a lot, or at least I've learned a lot, but there are just too many changes for me to really keep track of, and also knowing absolutely nothing about what I'm doing. So I copied and pasted this code from the article without really thinking through. Now it looks super basic, and to me, it looks like they or the author has really just overrode a handful of functions that are standard in Ethereum anyways. It's just creating a new token. So couple things I wanted to highlight in our learning lesson here is number one, the difference between a coin and a token. So a coin seems to run on its own blockchain, and a token hops on someone else's blockchain. So if I create an Anson coin or a CB coin on Ethereum blockchain, as we're doing here, really we are creating a token. So that's number one. And I think any of these shortcut, easy, create your own cryptocurrency in a day or two kind of solutions are almost certainly going to hop on someone else's blockchain. And so they're almost always going to be tokens. The kind of first area that well, let's go through what's cool. MetaMask seems to be a really good wallet to use. It just goes straight in as an extension or a plugin to Edge or Chrome, and it seems to connect automatically to, you know, Microsoft's admin panel. It also connects to the IDE on ethereum.org. So it seems like this isn't your random, homemade wallet, Bitcoin wallet. This seems to be well supported. The other thing is there is this really good IDE right on ethereum.org. So both of these tools, I think, are going to be invaluable no matter where we go. The lesson I learned here is let's not get too excited about some Medium article, because this one is from a while back, 2019. That's 2.5 years from now, and a lot has changed in blockchain. So number one, his examples are using an older version of this of Azure, and so you'll see that I was struggling to find what he was referring to here. And most importantly, we didn't have this bootstrap new address with Ether, this kind of admin panel. Instead, we have this proof of authority panel from Azure now. This is new. And this doesn't give you the ability to randomly inject Ether into the blockchain, which makes a lot of sense. But it was confusing. But what's more important is it moved from here to here, and we have to note that this tool is deprecated, and even the new the new Azure blockchain service, so the one that replaced what we're currently using, is also being deprecated in about 2 weeks. So what that means is, even if this was successful, this was probably a pretty bad idea if I wanted to keep it long term. Azure has offered to, well, not offered to, but suggests moving towards Forum blockchain service from Consensus. I think if I want to do this again, I'll try and use the latest technology. I'll try and use Consensus. Hopefully someone will have a nice clean guide. This one is very well written. It's unfortunately just a little out of date. But it really raises the question, how viable is this if seemingly every year the technology changes? Azure has moved from, proof of work to proof of authority to their blockchain service, and now just getting out of it. What's to say in 6 months consensus isn't around anymore and I'll have to use something else? That's a problem. Another problem is cost. We didn't really talk about it, and I didn't really think much of it, but Azure has estimated about $280 in an article, $280 a month to operate. And by using, the cheapest everything I could find, we can bring the cost down to about $50 a month. That is not a trivial amount of money. I mean, you can run it, if you want. It's not impossibly high, but it's higher than I'd be willing to pay personally for something fun on the side. So I wonder if consensus will be cheaper. What else is there? What else did we learn? Again, I think the two tools that we found are really, really useful. But the other thing was just going through this article, there's a lot of keeping track of things. You got to keep track of your account, who you're sending money to, establishing contracts, and you got to refer to the contracts. This is all things I didn't know about. I mean, we throw around cryptocurrency a lot. I know nothing about it, and just going through this exercise has been helpful. Just understanding what's a coin, what's a token, what's going on the blockchain, and seeing things like this where even a private kind of my own blockchain gets put into an explorer for other people to see really drives home the point that blockchain is something other people can see. You can't go back and manipulate it. You can work your way back through all of the transactions to see things. Anyways, I mean, we ended this project in a bit of a failure, but I think we were extraordinarily close. Proof of authority meant that you actually didn't need the initial ether, because the author here used the ether to facilitate transfers. It cost a couple pennies here and there to move things, but he gave himself $263,000 worth of ether on paper so that he can facilitate those transactions. It seems like a proof of authority model doesn't need it. You can have that zero gas. And in retrospect, I don't actually know why this isn't working. In theory, it should. The proof of authority meant that you didn't need that Ether bootstrap. We were able to deploy 1,000, 3,000, however many coins I said, 10,000 coins into the blockchain. We were able to deploy it here. And then we followed the instructions to add it to the account. I suspect that my very minor fiddling with the code has screwed something up rather than none of these tools work together. So I know nothing about, what was it, Solidity? And I didn't read through the code. I just assumed it would work, and then I even made 2 minor changes. So that's always a bad idea. And I suppose, now that I think about it, I might be able to roll back to a version where it wasn't necessary. So maybe over here and get rid of the override. So 199, and I think the other one was virtual. And 55. Oh, I guess this is the only one. And let's see if that compiles. Oh. Yeah. Automatically switches up. Okay, so I think maybe I could go to an older version and match the author's version between 0.4, 0.22, and 0.60. So let's see if I can go with 0.60. No. Okay, well, there's no point in trying to hammer this through. I think if I try this again, and that's a big if, I'll just move into this. Anyways, thanks for watching. I know it's unsatisfying, and I feel it too when you get to the end without actually achieving the task. But considering what you learned in the hour and a half, what you kind of experienced, these things are always worth doing. So thumbs up, thumbs down, depending on if you like the video or not. Feel free to comment, subscribe, and please stay tuned for the next video coming up next week.